I would never expect myself to say something like, driving an all-electric SUV is fun. This is how 1130 feels like. God! Oh, you feel like vomiting. Maybe that's how Formula 1 drivers feel like. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to Sgcarmart Reviews. Julian here. On my left is the Porsche Macan 4 and on my right is the Macan Turbo. These two cars aren't just all new, they are all electric as well. Now on first glance, obviously there are going to be some subtle differences. It's only when you put these two cars together when you can really tell those differences apart. For instance, the side here is completely different. You get these extra blades for the turbo just to make it a little bit more aggressive. And of course, this is what I really like about the badge, right? This is that original gold badge that you get, but on the turbo, it's what you call the Turbonite package. You get this black and white badge, very Gotham City, Batman, Bruce Wayne thing going on. Again, it's just to make the whole car more aggressive than it already is. And of course, last but not least, up front, you get this lip right here that's glossy. Whereas this just sort of makes it look a little bit more rugged. Now, so while the front has got a lot of things happening for it, it's the back that's really my favorite. So obviously the first thing that really catches your eye is the tail lights that span the width of the rear, and this whole Porsche word that sort of seems like it's three-dimensional, sort of floating a little bit. You kind of like it. Like when you look at it, you can't mistake this for something else. Open this up and you'll be faced with 540 litres worth of hauling capacity. The Turbo, on the other hand, that one has got 480 litres. Knock the seats down and you can do furniture moving. It's great. Now the back seat, it's really comfortable. Porsche, according to them, has made the Macan a little bit more comfortable. But what you really have got to know is that the car's length is now about 58mm longer than its predecessor, and they stretched everything to the corner. So this gives you 86mm longer in terms of wheelbase. So you get very reasonable space here. You get, obviously, it being an SUV, you get additional headroom as well. I do have one small complaint. Small complaint. I really can't deal with this magazine holders. I mean, come on, man. It would have been great if it was like a full-on leather and not some mesh thing. You know what I mean? But of course, it makes up for it, right? I mean, I love this dark maroon color leather. It feels great. If it's just the two of you guys, sit there, have a cup of coffee, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. And of course, it being quite a premium car, you get rear aircon vents right here with climate control and of course 2 USB-C ports for you to charge your devices. More importantly, let's just jump to the front seat and check out how sporty the Porsche Macan really is, shall we? So that's the Macan 4, right? But at the helm, in the Macan Turbo, you also get this black and white badge instead of the gold badge. Again, that's called the Turbonite package, which is really cool. I particularly and personally like this whole badge. And of course, it is very sporty. I like the feeling of the whole steering wheel, multifunctional no less. Beyond that, it's a 12.6-inch instrument panel and you get two 10.9-inch screen right here, which means your occupants, your co-pilot, can be meddling with this screen right here, watching TV, doing whatever. And this is yours. So it's one for him and one for her. So it's great. You don't get to fight over music, for instance. Everything here is clean. You get two cup holders here. And of course, all the climate control is here. It's neat. I reckon you don't need time to get used to this. You look at this and you know exactly what you need to do. And of course, you get wireless charging here, more pockets here, and of course, a proper center console here with proper handles in that sense, so you can really hold on, or your passenger can really hold on when you are manhandling the car like a crazy person. The only question is, can these cars drive as crazy as they look? Well, I guess it's one way to find out. So, in the Porsche Macan 4 first, let's get the figures out of the way. This car has 402 brake horsepower, 650 Nm of torque, gets from 0 to 100 in just 5.2 seconds flat. It feels more like a sub-4 second car in real-world driving. I'm not complaining. I mean, it's a Porsche, fast, it's great, it's sporty, but I think Porsche managed to bring Macan to a new level. This second model generation is now bigger than before. It's more spacious, it's also more comfortable, but I think at the heart of it is an electric powertrain that allows the driver and all on board to enjoy a very nice and sweet spot between sportiness and comfort all at once. So get this, the Macan to me is the sort of car that can allow you to have your cake and eat it. It has a 100 kilowatt hour battery, so when it's fully juiced up, it gives you about 613 kilometers worth of range. Now this figure, mind you, 613 kilometers is going to last you good 2 weeks before you have to juice it up again in Singapore. So it's very generous, and fast charging, if you think about it, takes just 21 minutes. So it's very easy and it's very functional. It's something that I think a lot of us can appreciate. And mind you, I feel in a world filled with soulless electric vehicles, the Macan here acts as a beacon of hope for a lot of enthusiasts out there. This car is really remarkable. It's not just about how fast it is. And I have to say, it's a proper sports car. A word like proper is being used simply because EVs are fast, right? With the linear torque curve, it goes from 0 to 100 in just mere seconds. So most EVs are quick from the word go, but they may not be proper. They may not be proper enough like the Porsche Macan. I would never expect myself to say something like, oh, well, driving an all-electric SUV is fun. Fun isn't the kind of word I would, describe an electric vehicle or even an SUV for that matter. And you put these two things together, like the all-electric Porsche Macan 4 here, and it becomes something remarkable. From my point of view, Porsche has not forgotten the essence of driving, the joy being behind the wheel, the connection between man and machine. The only question is, of course, I'm just wondering how the turbo will be like. In this Macan Turbo, the biggest difference between this car and the Macan 4 is the performance figures, right? This car has got 630 brake horsepower and a whooping 1,130 Newton meters of torque. Gets from 0 to 100 in 3.3 seconds. This is how 1,130 feels like. Cut! Oh. There's a G-force on the head-up display that actually shows you everything. You feel like vomiting. Maybe that's how Formula 1 drivers feel like.
Oh my god! What are you doing?
But it's madness. It's blistering quick. I can tell you, I guarantee you with it, it is very, very addictive. I've been doing this a whole day. I almost caused one of my passengers to vomit, but whatever. This car is quick, but get this, it is 75 kilograms heavier than the Macan 4, and it is heavier because it has got bigger brakes, it has got additional rear motors, and obviously it has a subwoofer to make it sound a little bit more exciting when you're driving. But all those things, to be honest, doesn't matter. Because despite having a 75 kilograms of penalty over the Macan 4, you don't feel its heft. And you don't feel its heft simply because of the 1,130 Newton meters of torque. Just like the Macan 4, it remains to be really remarkable. And it's not remarkable because it's fast. Fast doesn't equate to fun. I said this 1,000 times already, maybe even more. But it's remarkable because of just how communicative this is. It remains to be a true blue sports car. The only difference is you don't have that sound, you don't have that exciting combustion engine sound. But it's still very communicative. The steering feels great, very grippy no less. Unfortunately, I didn't have the chance to drive it as crazy as I would like it to be. I drove more like a madman in the Macan 4. Maybe that's why, if I had to choose between the 4 and the Turbo, I would actually go for the 4. It feels a little less vomity when I accelerate. Because, hey man, this is 1,130 Newton meters of torque. It's probably the car that I've driven, or the only car that I've driven that has so much torque on tap, no less. So there you have it, guys. That is the first drive of the Macan 4 as well as the Macan Turbo. Hope you guys enjoyed this video as much as I've driven the car. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel and comment in the comment box below and let us know what you think about the all-new, all-electric Porsche Macan. You can also follow us on TikTok. Our handle is at Sgcarmart. In the meantime, stay safe, be well. Ciao.
You ready?
I'm never ready, but I'll always try. More importantly, let's check out the front and see just how sporty the Macan really, really is. I'm sorry, I f***ed that up. I said Macan wrongly, not just... Let's just jump to the front seat and just check out how sporty the Porsche... Sorry, let's do that again. Let's just jump to the front seat and check out just how sporty the Porsche... Porsche Macan. Cal, I'm sorry, I'm just having trouble navigating around this city because it's raining and man, the roads are narrow and it's a little confusing, so I just don't want to damage the car, so I'm really focused on driving more than the presentation itself. But let's do that again. Thanks. Bye.